Welcome. Ahead of the Edo State governorship election, which is slated for the 21st of September 2024, the party primaries are holding, as scheduled by INEC, between February 1 and February 24, 2024. Of course, none has held yet, so expect that the party primaries for the Edo State political parties who are participating in that governorship election will hold on or before the 24th of February. Now, these primaries, however, have not come without their controversy. The leading political parties in Edo State, the People's Democratic Party, the All Progressives Congress, and Labour Party are all mired in one sort or one form of controversy or the other. Tonight we'll look at the latest from these parties as they count down to their primaries with analysis from our esteemed guests. Joining me tonight on Politics HQ, we have Barrister Okoi Obono-Obla. He is a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress and a former chairman of the Defunct Special Presidential Investigative Panel. We also have Honorable Shedrach Udugbai. He is a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Executive Director of the Center for Advocacy, Governance, and Leadership. I think your party needs your advice now more than ever before. Gentlemen, it's good to have you on the program tonight.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be with you. Good evening.
Right. The major parties in Edo State are all marred in one sort of controversy or the other, and I'm sure you both have been following the activities right there in Edo State. Labour Party, which is quite strong in Edo State, as we saw from the last presidential election, where they almost, they chased Adams Oshomole out of, almost chased him out of Benin City. People's Democratic Party, which is the ruling party in Edo State, and the All Progressives Congress, which is the ruling party in Nigeria, a very strong party, hitherto was a ruling party in Edo State. They all seem to be having, internal wranglings ahead of their party primaries. I want to ask you, gentlemen, your opinion on what's been going on before we delve into the issues party by party. I'll start with you, Okoi Obono-Obla, Barrister.
Well, I just hope the party leadership will give us something different, because I took part in the last primaries. I wanted the senatorial tickets in my senatorial district, and what we had was little to write about, and that is not the kind of party we envisage. I was a member of the co-secretary of the Joint Inter-Party Media Committee that negotiated the formation of APC in 2013. And we were disgusted with the way PDP was doing their things. And we thought we were going to have a progressive party founded on social democracy, rule of law, and constitutionalism. But we are not seeing that. We still have this system of godfathers trying to dictate the pace, trying to dictate who gets the ticket, not regardless whether or not the person is popular. That is what I saw in the primaries that I participated. Everything was given to the governor, the former governor of Cross River State, and so he has to select those he wanted, not those the party members wanted. So I don't see anything different with what is going to happen in Edo State, except we are going to see a new perspective, a new approach by the national chairman of APC and his executive. But I still see a lot of those who endorsed all the sham primaries that took place in 2022. They are still in the National Committee. So I don't see them doing anything different from what they are used to. The barons, those who don't want Nigeria to move forward, if they allow them, they want to dictate the pace and decide who gets the ticket, regardless of whether or not it is popular.
All right. Quite interesting. I want to take your thoughts on this same issue in general. Honorable Shedrach Udugbai.
Is giving immediate attention. We see the aspirants all just playing opposition, and then they are putting in their effort to ensure that they gain the acceptability of the party faithful who will be elected them as candidates in their respective political platforms. It is relatively serious, not because it is a joke for power, because of the way we've come to understand the Nigerian nation state, that everything rises and falls on politics. That even the Nigerian economy is built upon the political system. And if we're not able to get the politics right, we're not able to elect a good crop of leaders that truly has the will and the conscience of the people to bring home the dividends of democracy, we're going to suffer for another 4 years. And the seriousness is being given to it, and all hands are on deck, and then the aspirants are not just telling themselves to party people, they're also presenting themselves to the people of Edo State to ensure that the people can look beyond the line and say, if this man is being brought within this political platform, we shall have a stronger chance. In as much as we know that the political leaders and masters are relatively confused, a few of them, I see them confused on what the people want and against what the political leaders may want or whom they think has the capacity to win elections. So there's a political dichotomy on wanting to win and bringing forth the best candidates. And there's also an assumption of resources. Because if a man wants to run for president, he must have the needed resources to mobilize man and resources to galvanize the 102 wards of Edo State and engage in an elaborate electoral process that will ensure that the party secures victory. So there are lots of parameters here. And you must know that wherever party politics is involved, wherever people are jostling for power, there must be one form of rancor or the other because of the alignment and realignment of interest in bringing forth a candidate that will represent the greatest group for the greatest number. So that's my take on it. It's normal, it's proper.
So this is normal in politics. Anywhere you have such a politics going on, there will be one form of rancor or the other. Let's look at the issues party by party, the issues in contention. And for Edo State, of course, we all know that 9 aspirants earlier, we heard that they boycotted the primaries, but they said no, they didn't boycott. One of them was on the program yesterday and said rather they have written a protest letter. They petitioned the National Working Committee of the party. They're alleging that they were sidelined during the congresses, the ward and local government congresses, and that the list of election officers had been muddled ahead of the primaries. The only person who is not part of those who have petitioned the National Working Committee in the PDP in Edo State is Aswe Igodalo. But apart from that, the State Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Edo State, Mr. Oge Vasco, I'm sure you're familiar with him, released a press statement along with some stakeholders in Edo State calling for the cancellation of those congresses for alleged irregularities. He's asking that it to be cancelled. And this is what he said, and I quote, I'm sorry, I'll just go through this so we can have a proper context. He said, arising from what he calls the purported sham Congress, the leader of Edo State chapter of the PDP in totality reject the results of the purported one-cohort congresses. And he also called it Governor Obaseki, in his words, a Governor Obaseki Congress and not a PDP Congress. Now, in the same PDP, the state's chairman is asking the 9 aggrieved persons to file an appeal, saying that what has happened has happened. So it seems apart from the candidates, you have the party itself also having a division. I want to go back to you, Obono-Obla. Just please tell us exactly what do you think about this situation, the People's Democratic Party. Barrister Okoi, Obono-Obla.
PDP is used to that. That's what I was saying. That is a political culture. And that is why when we were discussing the formation of APC, we wanted a new approach with a new perspective, something different. But like, APC has been taken by the conservative people again, and they are PDP. And that is the democracy we have in Nigeria. I am surprised that after 25 years of practice of democracy, the political parties are yet to evolve a transparent, accountable, perspective of way of selecting candidates that will go for elections, candidates that have what it takes to provide good leadership, inclusive leadership, participatory leadership, transparent leadership, accountable leadership. What we have been seeing is the manipulation of political godfathers, of governors who wants to control the House of Assembly, control the political party. They want to control local governments. They want to control everybody. And so they end up selecting their lackeys to the candidates of political parties. And after doing all this, they will go into the elections, and then if the election doesn't go their way, they will go to election first and say, oh, the elections were not free and fair, INEC was not free and fair. But are the political parties transparent? Are they accountable? Are they democratic? So that is the challenge we have, the stress we have in our democracy. As long as we do not allow party members to elect the candidates of their choice, we will continue to have bad leadership, bad governance in the country.
All right, thank you very much, Okoi, Obono-Obla. I want to go to you, Shedrach. What are your thoughts on this? Because we hear, where we hear two-party leaders or officials in Edo State singing from different sides of the equation. The party chairman saying that the primaries have held, any aggrieved persons can file a petition and use the party mechanism. And then the state publicity secretary describing the congresses as a sham and as, quote, a Governor Obaseki Congress, not a PDP Congress. What's your take on all this?
It's no longer news. In Edo State PDP, we've had factions for over close to 3 years now, or thereabouts. And then the state PRO is under the leadership of Chieftain, who is the national vice chairman, who allegedly is being controlled under the apron strings of Nyesom Wike, the former governor of Rivers State. We are aware that the state chairman and a few other persons are within the state, and they've been making humongous contributions to the growth and development of the People's Democratic Party in this present time. So to hear the state publicly, the alleged, the so-called PDP PRO speak from both sides of the mouth to castigate a primary that was conducted under free, fair, and credible environment, because it does not really cause for much attention. Because we ordinarily knew that those people are polarized against the government and the party of the day, and the leadership of the party represented by
I heard you mention Nyesom Wike there. What role does he have in all of this? Please try and expatiate on that.
Like I said, their faction, the party has been fascinated for over 3 years now. And then we've had a faction that was being led in the state by the Dan Obi, the national vice chairman, who answers directly to Nyesom Wike. He practically supported the APC in the last presidential election. And then you could see Obaseki even had to go visit in an attempt to reconcile the party. He went to visit. Janobi said he had to go and visit Nyesom Wike, and he also went with the attempt, okay, you bring a person from your aggrieved PDP faction, while I bring the governor, you bring the deputy. Let us find a middle ground and move forward. But you could see Nyesom Wike blatantly said he's not willing and ready to engage in any reconciliation, that they should all go and meet at the seat. And that was some of the issues, some of the engagement that took place before the party primary. So it's known, every chicken Harry in the state knows that Nyesom Wike controls the legacy faction, which is being headed by Dan Obi in Edo State. And then that group of persons, couple of candidates. And I can bet you, for those 9 candidates, they call them the F9 candidates, the 9 aspirants who are currently on social media and mainstream media making noise, and they're saying, as a chieftain of the party, I can tell you like 5 of them, I've never seen them in my local government for the past 3 years. Yes, they want to become government and they want the party to endorse. I have to wonder, only a few of them, taking apart from the Asen Zidalo, Philip Shebu, the Jofel, who discussed the Felix Akabui, and the one of who came around. The other ones are practically non-existent. You can count about only 4 people who have placards and posters in the state. The other ones are practically just on social media and WhatsApp groups. They don't exist. They never came to ground canvas of groups. That was part of the process. So presently, what we saw was a repositioning of the party primaries that took place in Edo State. We had the values of the primaries being shifted from the PDP secretariat, from the local government, from the ward secretariat, to the coalition centers, which is really a primary school in an open environment accessible to every member of the ward. So that place was chosen. Then it was now, accreditation was now made done. You could see that the party register was being pasted across on the wall, like it's been done in general elections. So the person who come will see their name and their numbers on the register and move for accreditation.
But we hear, Honorable Shedrach Udugbai, we hear that the national the organizing secretary of PDP sent 3 different letters regarding the composition of the committee for those congresses. And the last one they sent comprised of the names that were on that committee were, or the officials were officials of the state government, Edo State government and Delta State government. And based on some of the things that happened, the governor of Oyo State, who was the chairman of the committee set up by the party to supervise the process, Governor Seyi Makinde resigned.
Let me explain to you. I was one of those persons. I led the electoral officers for Onwa East, Onwa West, and Okoi. That's 3 local governments among the 6 local governments in Edo North. I have it there, all the persons, you could know the special advisor to the governor on youth affairs. You need to be careful. What happened is this. When you have persons, all of them, the electoral officers will have 2 per ward. In my ward, for example, Onwa East, they had 11 wards. Each of those 2 officers per ward, the electoral officers for the ward, we are all from different states. Benue, Lagos, Kogi, so many states that we are from. All different states. There are 3 for the local government. In those 3 for the local government, that's the local government electoral officers. Only 1 was from the state. And that was done practically not because the 2 others were not from the state, 1 from the state in the local government. In the other 3 local government, as I was concerned, only 1 person from the local government electoral officers was from the state. So when they were not 2 coming from outside. And that's been done because if they have to be electoral officers, they will have to move down the local government at one point or the other. They will need somebody who knows the terrain. They will need somebody who is on ground. It does not in any way invalidate the process. We are local government, we have 25 electoral officers, 24 was from another state, only 1 from Edo State. That's what happened in the
Okay, Shedrach, I'll come to you. I'll come to you back to you in a second. Yes, I'll come back to you in a second, Shedrach. But let me bring Okoi Obono-Obla back on. Mr. Obono-Obla, you've heard what Shedrach has said. He said that some of those aggrieved governorship aspirants, of the PDP, he has never seen some of them in years. They don't even attend local government functions. They're not even seen in their local government areas. They're only on WhatsApp and social media. Probably trying to justify some of the things that have happened that have led to their grievance or grievances. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think if they concentrate on the social media, it is a wrong thing to do. Everybody has a strategy of winning primaries or wanting to win primaries. The whole thing should be transparent. So let the people decide. Let the members of the party decide whether they are social media aspirants or whether they are aspirants that have of the grassroots. It is not for him to say that. So let the process be transparent. At the day, anybody who wins, from a transparent process, then so be it. But when you try to, when you try to deny some aspirant space, they are not close to the governor, or they are not the lackeys of the governor, or the governor does not trust them, then all will happen. And that is what we are crying about. The governors should allow democracy, internal democracy in our political parties. Our political parties should grow. They should be mature. They should, democratize the process of certain candidates. And if that is done, it will impact on the candidates that involve general elections. But as long as our continue to deface, so because they are not close to the governor, they are not close to the political barons, then that is the issue. That is why people will protest. That is why people will say the process is not transparent. That is why people will not be happy. Let them give the process to the members of the political party, just like we are seeing in the US. Let them give the process, hand over the process to members of the political party. Let them elect those they trust, those they feel can fly the party's flag very, very well in the general election.
All right, we'll come back to that because I want to look at the role, the division that Honorable Shedrach Udugbai talked about with the role of Yesowike, because something similar happened in Cross River State, your state, with the emergence of Sandy Ono as governorship candidate of the PDP, and the departure of the former governor of Cross River State, Ben Ayade, from the PDP to the APC. It was quite tight for him. We'll be right back after this break. For those of you watching at home, please stay with us. Welcome back. It's still Politics HQ. We're still discussing the issues in contention around the primaries of the various political parties in Edo State ahead of the governorship elections, the state party primaries there ahead of the governorship elections in that state. Our guest today on the program, we have none other than Okoi Obono-Obla. He is a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. He joins us via video link. We also have Honorable Shedrach Udugbai. He is also a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Mr. Okoi Obono-Obla, whilst Shedrach was giving his submission, he talked about the division in the party. Instead of, he mentioned the name of the minister of the FCT, former governor of River State. We know what happened to the PDP in Cross River State. We've seen what's happened to the APC in River State and other parts of the country where these internal divisions will lead to a court process, a court could order one primary or the other that brought certain persons null and void and then render everything useless, and then you might not see it. How do you think this whole division will play out? Do you see it affecting the PDP at the ballot in a matter of a month's time?
This is what happened even in the presidential election. PDP was so divided, and they lost a lot of votes they would have gotten if PDP was not divided, because we have been saying that even the emergence of P2B was as a result of the infighting in PDP. So, because somebody appropriated the party, that was Atiku Abubakar, he appropriated the party and made sure that he emerged as a presidential candidate, and some people were not happy about it. And that is what even affected PDP in Cross River State. PDP has been very strong in Cross River State. Since 1999, the opposition was somehow completely manipulated until 2019, with APC managed to win a federal seats in my federal constituency, Yaka Abbey. And then it was until Ben Ayade came in that he was able to, the party was strengthened to take on PDP. But if the infighting in PDP was reduced the barest minimum, maybe PDP would have given a strong fight to APC. They were so divided to the extent that despite the zoning of the governorship to the south, we saw Sandy Ono, who is from Central, snatching the governorship ticket from the Southern Senatorial District. And that also went against the tide, the wave of when variants wanted the governor to come from. Because we have had this zoning, which was even started by PDP. In 1999 to 2007, we saw Donald Duke, who is on the Southern Cross River State. In 2007 to 2015, we saw Imoke, Governor Imoke, who was from Central. And in 2015, we saw Ben Ayade, who was from North. So PDP went against that because of the divisions that started from the national, and it reverberated seriously in Cross River State. And they lost Cross River State drastically. The PDP candidate was able to win the 3 local government areas out of 18. So if these divisions or these tensions continues, we'll continue to see this division affecting the performance of our political parties at the general election.
All right, interesting. I remember the days of the 3 wise men in Cross River politics. Only God knows what happened to the third one. Shedrach, Udugbai, what are your thoughts on this? I guess Okoi Obono-Obla has said your party may just suffer as a result of this lack of cohesion or togetherness. Well, what do you think?
Permit me to quickly, first of all, go back and make some remarks on the barrister's earlier statement in the previous presentation. The question I want to ask, in what way has this delegate primaries not been made transparent? In what ways has it not been made free, fair, and open? Because the very large extent, venues were published 2 weeks before the primaries took place at the explicitly the World Coalition Center. How many of these candidates went around to set their visions to the members of the People's Democratic Party at the world level? When these primaries took place, there was security that was on ground. No fighting, no one was killed, no one was injured. Only a person were intercepted in Edo State and they were kidnapped. And those persons were allegedly done by they were released by some other, because in that Edo Central, this is where you have Dan Obi, who is the leader of the other faction, who is aggrieved, loyal to Yeson Wike. And in that local government, close where you also have the Shedrach. When you have all those things popping and happening, and I just wanted to now drag the governor into it. The head of the primaries, governorship primaries, is purely a national affair. The name that was committed from Edo State was requested for the minister to send 1 day to join the electoral officers in the state to ensure that they know their way around since they will be coming in local government. That name was deliberate. In what class the government made, and the allusion is baseless. It is irritating when responsible persons, the so-called responsible persons, come to public media with the intent to spread abstract lies and half-truths. This paper was cited in his own words, with his own card, adding in a queue. But it are mere delegates, 3 persons per word. This is 192 by series. So
why did Governor Seyi Makinde resign? Shedrach, why did Governor Seyi Makinde resign from his position or appointment as the chairman of the committee to oversee those congresses?
That Seyi Makinde was one of the G5 governors who was one time loyal to Wiki. They know the cards they play. And when the man refused, the governor of Enugu was being brought forward and he took up the responsibility. I understand why we want to make this whole thing is all connected. It's one and the same. The same group of persons who are frustrated, the people of every family in Edo State, whose hand have been found in the unholy, who are confronted this unholy pot of soup, now to drink their serious ambition.
But Dan Obi, a ranking member of your party in Edo, ranking member of your party in Edo State, honorable, a ranking member of your party in Edo State, Dan Obi, I think today or yesterday received some of the aggrieved persons, and he described what Governor Barr of Enugu State did, because Governor Barr went around looking at the election. I think he's deputy chairman of the Seyi Makinde-led committee, but he went around and then approved and said that everything was going on peacefully and fine. And what Dan Obi is saying now is that what Governor Barr did was mere Nollywood movie.
Well, we see, you saw videos of Governor Umba in the respective wards. Where are the videos of Dan Obi in the wards? What was his contribution to the election that took place? How in what way did he participate? Was he in the ward? I don't know why he just want to believe that because someone sits in his house, it is easier to and make some baseless statements. And every experiment, and this other thing the youngsters have been saying around, which is very irritating. They said we were not carrying along. You see, almost a day Gilead was with us at the state secretariat on Saturday night, the night that preceded the primaries for Sunday. The second SNA, who is currently the legal advisor in the party, was with us before he began to run for office, was with us in the state secretariat that Saturday night before the election. So many people just after anyone bought delegate form to say, let me give to my loyalty to the party so that they can run for delegates. How many of them? It's all those 9 delegates that those 9 aspirants in my local government. So we're going to put my work. We're going to put only delegates. We are only in 11 delegates for 11 delegates for the list. I was done from Africa. How many of them did we see? You know, we never seen around and they didn't attend this home. And it is painful when people now want to rely on the backyard door to power. And when problem is the governor on the ticket, is the governor running? And then the people make it a mission that the governor is sponsoring a particular candidate. And the candidate the governor is sponsoring, the other countries, the man has 2 times.
Okay. Let's go to break. So you're saying that the governor doesn't have an anointed candidate. I don't know if Barrister believes you, but we want to go on a break. Honorable Shedrach, we'll be right back. Please stay with us. And when we come back, we'll look at the APC and LP before we go. Please stay with us. Welcome back. We continue our conversation tonight. Our guest, Shedrach Udugbai, is Chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. And of course, Okoi Obono-Obla is a lawyer and Chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. Gentlemen, thank you so very kindly for your time. Let's look at the All Progressives Congress and the processes and the controversies ahead of their primaries. There were 29 governorship aspirants in the APC at the onset, and they were reduced to 10, if you look at those who bought the form. And now we hear that they have been pruned to 17 ahead of the February 17 primary election. Now, this is after the leadership of the All Progressives Congress. That's the national leadership of the party. The national leadership of the All Progressives Congress had backtracked from the process carried out by the representative, Professor Julius Ihombere-led screening committee of the All Progressives Congress. The national leadership later said no, that the party has not limited the governorship aspirants to 4, and any member of the party who can buy the nomination and expression of interest forms should go ahead and contest in the primary. However, we're hearing today that the officials of the APC in Edo State have come out again to say that the party has reduced the number of aspirants to 4. They've screened out the others. And one of the big names there, Pastor Godwin Izeyamo, is not part of the 4 already screened. However, today on social media, the All Progressives Congress, I saw this just before I came on air, have put out a statement on their X handle announcing the inauguration of nominated members. You can see that on your screen, of the Edo State National Gubernatorial Aspirant Screening Committee and Screening Appeal Committee. You can see the names there. Honorable Ihombere, or Representative Ihobere's name is not there. I can't see it there. So you have the Screening Committee, you have the Screening Appeal Committee. Barrister, what's going on in your party, sir?
Well, I have said I stand for democracy, because the APC was founded on the philosophy of internal party democracy, inclusiveness, to reduce the influence of political barons and godfathers, to reduce the influence of political leaders like the governors, who always want to hijack the party machinery and put in their pockets. So, in as much as we have been hearing, other voices, we just hope that everything will be done in a transparent manner, in an inclusive manner, in a manner that will engender the confidence of members of the party, that our party is following the toe or the path of constitutionalism, rule of law, and in fact democracy, to create a level playing ground for everybody. Let us countless, let members of who is going to carry the ticket of the party. Yeah, so that is it. So I think let's give them the benefit of doubt. They have the national is in charge of the primaries. It is not the state branch of the party. So they have set up a screening committee. I've seen some few names there. The chairman of the screening committee, I know him very well. He's a man of integrity. I also know, some few people in the appeal committee. I just hope that they will not be brought over by any faction of the party. Let them be just to everybody that is ready, that has bought a form, that is ready to.
All right. Excuse me.
For them to elect a candidate they will trust.
All right. Because we know that before the first announcement was made, Senator Comrade Adams Oshomole had a meeting with the National Working Committee or so, and came out in Abuja and came out and said something on these lines, and then the party announced. All right. Let's go to Honorable Shedrach. Over to you. What are your thoughts on what's happening in the other party in your state? It seems they also have their issues as well.
Well, I I think the influence of people like Comrade Advocacy should be minimized. I expect him to be a through and through Democrat. He was a member of the media committee, which I was a member. He's a former governor. He's a former member of the Nigerian Labour Congress, former president. So, former governor. He has done his bit. I think let him allow the party, members of the party in Edo State, to pick the candidate of their choice. All the interference from political big bigs that I have been condemning, that is causing what we are seeing in APC, that people are saying that there's no difference between APC and PDP, because that is not what the founding fathers of APC envisaged. I have told you that I was the co-secretary of Joint Inter-Party Media Committee. And if you look at our constitution, we try to learn from the experiences of PDP, what the implosion in PDP, to come out with a very progressive document. But the people who are in charge, like they are doing, completely opposite of what we envisage. So I think his influence should be minimized. He has done his bit. He's a senator. Let him face his work in the Senate. And allow APC members in Edo State to elect candidate of their choice.
Okay, thank you, Barrister. Yeah, thank you, Barrister. I just want to bring Honorable Shedrach Udugbai in. Yes, thank you, Barrister. I want to bring Honorable Shedrach Udugbai in. Honorable, what are your thoughts on what's happening in the APC in your state?
What happened there, what gave some instruction recently was the state came together, the aspirants came, and then they made a consensus to have a state training exercise, and many of them subjected themselves to the process, among whom was Pastor Sagize Yamu. And after they met, they had discussions, they had the leadership of the House of Rep member from Owa Federal constituency, which is the Honorable from the Federal constituency, that is
Julius Ihovere.
They then met and then they went into screening, and all the aspirants presented themselves for screening. And after screening, they published 4 names that were seen and previous set to run. And then all of a sudden, we start hearing from different corners that it cannot be screened down, they are too big to be screened down. All of the aspirants now, one went round and disregarded the recommendations of the committee that they collectively have constituted. And I said, if you would not want to respect the committee, then why subject yourself to such committee? Why make recommendation on who the leadership should be? And none of those things are just are things to have thrown the party aside. Because the struggle is who will be the leader of the party in the state still racks on. Some have said Oshomole is not the leader of the party. Some have said he should step down but the party cannot be rankless. They are not in power, they do not have a governor. So someone must stand in the place to lead the party, to direct and change the affairs of the party within the state. And to a very large extent, they are also jettisoning the idea of zoning into the way, believing that the party ticket should be left open, all our countries should come forward, and most of they are still relying on big weight. That those persons who are big names who have contested before may likely come forward and save the day. They are interested in victory and not so much in the governance of the people. For me, generally, I believe the APC do not really stand a chance to becoming
Honorable, very quickly, let's just quickly take your thoughts on Labour Party in your state. This is the so-called third force party. They're not left out, possibly an indication that they're not different from the PDP and APC. A couple of days ago, hundreds of party youth, that's Labour Party in Edo State, that's on Sunday evening, protested against the party's national chairman, Julius Abure, over what they allege is his support for some aspirant or aspirants ahead of the party's governorship primary that will hold later this month. And the angry youth went to the Edo State Party Secretariat with placards bearing different descriptions, including Abure must go. They were shouting, Abure must go. One of the party's candidates or aspirants has come out to deny his involvement, Lumide Akpata, another lawyer like Abure. What are your thoughts on what's happening in Labour Party in Edo State?
Personally, when I watched, I'm not a member of the party, but when I watched the clips, I could see a group of, I call them hoodlums, just a group of rabble rousers. When they were giving mic to speak, the people who expressed themselves clearly and what they needed, they were saying, how can you say in a state in the state congress forget a governorship candidate, that the national should not get involved. Who will not conduct the primary? Do you want the state? Can the state chairman conduct state congress? Which is not possible. So I said that the people who were hired to come and they didn't even know what the issue are.
All right. Shedrach, I'm sorry. We're out of time. Excuse me, we have to end this now. I want to thank both of you for your time. Okoi Obono-Obla is a lawyer and chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. Honorable Shedrach Udugbai is a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. We couldn't take all the comments and all the issues, but we'll appreciate you. On a night when Nigeria is playing the semifinals of the African Nations Cup, you've sacrificed your time to be here, and we appreciate it. We hear Nigeria is leading 2-0, so we just going to wrap it up and allow you to go watch the final minutes of that match. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. All right, my name is Kofi Bartels, and Politics HQ will be back tomorrow night with more of the latest issues in the polity of Africa's biggest nation, Nigeria.